Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls of grade 6? Now, inshallah, I'm going to help you explain the lesson of the Battle of Hittin. Of course, you know that the Battle of Hittin took place in the year 1187. Today, inshallah, in this lesson, we are going to learn about the Battle of Hittin and details. The reason why Salah ad-Din could confront and crush the Crusaders was that because of that Salah ad-Din had managed to unify the Muslims in order to confront the threats from the Crusades. At first, Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi faced the armies of the Crusaders in many small battles. These battles always ended in a truce between the two sides. The word truce means an agreement between the enemies in which they agreed to stop fighting for a certain period of time. But every time the Crusaders broke these truces and returned to fight again, there was a serious break in one of these truces that eventually led to their defeat at the Battle of Hittin. So, the main reason for their defeat of Hittin was that they did not keep their promise or keep their word, and they broke one of the truces. Look here at the place of the Battle of Hittin. This is a map. This is the Mediterranean Sea. Here is the city of Al-Quds, and here is the city of Hittin. Between them, the Battle of Hittin took place. This is the place, or the city of Hittin, where the Battle of Hittin took place. The person mainly responsible for breaking the truce with Salah ad-Din was Reynold of Cathalon, the Prince of Al-Karak. Reynold started attacking and looting Muslim trade convoys as well as Muslim pilgrims on their way to Mecca. So he attacked some innocent Muslims and killed them. In this way, he broke the truce, because in the truce with Salah ad-Din, the Crusaders had agreed not to attack these traders and pilgrims. Reynold did not respect this truce, and he attacked the traders in the Red Sea. Near the Red Sea, Salah ad-Din built a fleet of ships and attacked the city of Beirut as a reaction for what Reynold did. When Reynold threatened to attack the holy cities of Mecca and Medina, Salah ad-Din besieged Reynold's fortress in Al-Karak. He besieged his city and did not allow anyone to go inside it or no one to get out of it. When Reynold looted a caravan of pilgrims on their way to Mecca, also Salah ad-Din vowed to stop atrocities by the Crusaders. He wanted to take the revenge and stop the Crusaders because they never keep their promise and they attack and kill innocent Muslims. Later, in order to go to Hittin, he left Egypt, and in this year, 1187 AD, Salah ad-Din crossed the Jordan River south of the Sea of Galilee, and they make a camp near the river with an army estimated to be about 30,000 soldiers. The army included armed cavalry. Cavalry means soldiers on horsebacks with weapons and metal armor to protect their bodies. The Guy of Louisiana, the king of Jerusalem, Reynold of Cathalon, the prince of Al-Karak, and the king of Tripoli, Raymond III, these three people were the leaders of the Crusader armies. Their army was estimated to be about 20,000, and like Salah ad-Din, they also had armed cavalry. Can you see this picture? This picture is the Battle of Hittin. It shows us how the Battle of Hittin was a huge battle between well-equipped and trained armies, including armed cavalry. Can you see this? In the Battle of Hittin, many Crusaders were killed and many of their leaders were captured because the Muslims were more powerful, and they decided to take the revenge of the innocent Muslims who were attacked by Reynold. The armies were destroyed. The armies of the Crusaders were destroyed, and this proved to be a turning point in the history of invasion by the Crusaders. And of course, you know that the turning point is a time at which a big change begins. Reynold and the Guy of Louisiana were slain. Few leaders managed to escape. Salah ad-Din killed Reynold of his atrocities against the Muslims, and of course Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi had the complete right to do that. But he spared the life of the Guy of Louisiana. That was the end of the Battle of Hittin. After Salah ad-Din's victory in Hittin, he moved to the coastal areas and he started to free all the cities on the coast: Akka, Naples, Jaffa, Torrance, Sidon, Beirut, and Ascalon. With a few months, Salah ad-Din was ready to free Al-Quds after about 88 years of occupation by the Crusaders. Of course, you know that the Crusaders had occupied Al-Quds during the First Crusade that was 88 years ago. Before this, on October the 2nd, in the year 1187 AD, Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi and his army entered the city and controlled Al-Quds again. Al-Quds remained a Muslim city for the next 700 years, although the Crusaders took back some of the lands in the Levant later, but they were never be able to capture Al-Quds again. That was the end of the Battle of Hittin. This picture shows us how the Crusaders surrendered to Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. How can you see how Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, Salah ad-Din al-Nasr, Salah ad-Din looked like at the time in which the Crusaders declared their loss and surrendered to this great Muslim warrior. Here, in the rest of the slides, you have some questions and you should practice answering them to check your understanding for the lesson. At the end, thanks for being with me and goodbye till we meet again, my beautiful butterflies.